In my previous videos, I talked about character ideation, and now I want to focus on, drawing torsos and kind of using some drawing principles here to go ahead and help you construct the body. So, we've got this standard field-issued flour sack, and the flour sack is a pretty good representation for a stylized character. So, the way you draw the flour sack is you have one curved side and then you have a pinch, right? So this area right here is known as a pinch. And then this right area over here is known as a stretch. So we have stretch and we have pinch. And I'm drawing this line here to kind of indicate that there is a plane change. Like this is the side of the flour sack. And this is the front. That becomes important when you're putting your character together. So if you're drawing a character that is, say, maybe less buffy and kind of like more, heavy set or whatever, then you would adjust the proportions in such a way that the bottom half is actually going to be bigger than the top half. And I want you to think about this too. It's like this is basically a volumetric form. This dotted line indicates that the flour sack actually has some mass in it. In fact, it's a complex volumetric shape. If you watch my previous videos, when we talked about shape to form, this is basically the idea here. We're creating a complex shape, but we're drawing it in. So this idea here is that this flour sack is a good approximation for the form. If I were to draw a female form, then what I would do is I would just go ahead and make the top part like so, make the bottom part a little bit bigger, and then we've got that form, right? Now how does this flour sack translate into an actual character? Well, you would have arms that taper, you would have feet, and the feet are inserted into form like so, the legs and the feet. And I'm also trying to deal with curves against straights, which means that the fleshy part of your thigh is the top part and the side with the bone on it is the bottom part. And so we have curves against straight, and we have this volumetric form. We have the feet. And then we have hands. Now, I want to go ahead and get this part taken care of just to go ahead and have a form to discuss. But the lower arm and the lower leg are generally 1.5 times larger than the upper arm, upper leg respectively. So that's something that you should keep in mind. And then we're just going to approximate the hand. Let's do something very simple. What I'm doing here is just creating an armature. An armature is just a very simplified form. Of course, we'll add the breasts. And we have a form that has solid structure. And we can apply this concept of the flour sack body in a number of different ways. Let's just consider the idea of a stylized character that is got a very big chest and a small head. So there's the head, there's the chest, and then the feet. We'll put the feet down here. So we have this really nice exaggerated form. And I'll draw some hands. And so this is kind of like a good structure to kind of shoot for when you're looking at your characters. Why is pinch and stretch important? Well, pinch and stretch is important because of the fact that it automatically gives the character a line of action. The line of action is a simplified version of your spine. So if we look at a simplified version of a head, the neck comes out at an angle. And the spine actually has a curve something like this, right? So there's your rib cage, and there's your pelvic cradle, right? But when we're looking at this from a standpoint of character design, we're just coming up with a very simplified curved line. That line is known as the line of action, and we'll talk more about that when we talk about action poses. But for right now, what I think would be a good thing to focus on is to draw this flower sac correctly. It should always have pinch and stretch, and this area that I'm going to accentuate here, this shape right here where you can see it looks like a letter T or an upside down Y, that's known as overlap. So that shows that the top part of the flower sac is slightly in front of the bottom half of the flower sac. Really, really important. And when you're putting your character together and you're constructing your character, you want to think about this flower sac shape. A lot of the Looney Tunes characters and the classic Disney characters all have this flower sac shape that they start out with. So you get the torso in, the arms connect to the top part of that flower sac. They taper, right? These are our cylindrical shapes. These cylinders taper, and then you can draw the other arm. It is also a cylindrical shape. You can draw the head. Perhaps the head is looking to one side, and we have the hint of a neck. And then we have the feet. I'm sorry, the legs and the feet. I'll shrink this down a little bit so I have more room to draw. This is almost like that pelvis area. We have the knee. And we have the other foot. So this is a good thing to practice in terms of when you're drawing your characters. Try to evoke that sense of pinch and stretch, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes when I see students draw characters, they'll draw a character where the character is just basically standing up straight, and if I want to go so far as to say that usually most folks don't like to draw hands, so they'll put the hands in the pocket, and they'll end up with a character that basically is just having a very neutral, boring pose. There's not really much going on here. But let's just say if we took that pose and right now there is a line of inaction. In other words, the line is straight. But if we took the same pose but transposed it onto a curved line of action, we'll get something that's going to include pinch and stretch, and it's just going to look like the guy has a little bit more attitude. And I'm not going to put the hands in the pocket, so I'll just kind of put the hands off to the side. Maybe he's raising his hand. Maybe he's doing like a peace out type of thing. I don't know, right? So this gives the character some attitude, that line of action. So I want you to practice that. Line of action is really important. I want you to practice the flower sac body. Think about the proportions. This is obviously a simplification of the actual human body. This is something that's more stylized, but play around with the idea of making the bottom really, really big. Make the top part ridiculously big and make the bottom part really small. You get this really nice kind of like Superman-esque type of, well, grossly exaggerated Superman, right? So you've got something like that, like super big and muscular. And you can have some fun with that too. And even though these legs are kind of thin and we're not seeing much muscle, they're still tapering. So I think there's a lot of opportunities here to really have some fun with this stuff. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to look over this material, and I welcome any feedback that you may have, and I will see you in the next one.